Hello, it's Sunday night. Welcome to ESC Fan TV for our regular weekly rundown of this week's Melodifestivalen. This week it was semi-final 3 featuring the return of Queen Charlotte, I think, as we can very, very safely call it. And a host of other Melfest returnees as well, along with some new faces. I've got a fantastic panel with me. Yes, I know it may not be the biggest panel in the world, but tonight, guys, we have gone for quality over quantity. And so I give you a big hello to Elliot. Hey, Elliot, are you okay this evening?
Hello, I'm well, thank you. Yeah, just about come down from everything going on yesterday with Norway, Sweden, Finland, Spain. But yeah, let's do it. Semi-final 3 already. It's gone quick.
Hey. Also joining us all the way from Belgium is the lovely Alina.
Good evening. I have alcohol, so everything's good.
Hey, is that wine or whiskey? I can't decide. If it's the whiskey, I think, you know.
No, it's something called 43 with Sprite. It's very good.
Ooh, nice. Also joining us, we've got the lovely Steve. Hey, Steve.
Hiya, and we're in the busy season now, aren't we, with lots and lots of songs being released and lots of semi-quarter national finals and so on, and we're all enjoying it.
That's it. And then also we've got from Sweden itself, the lovely Gustav. Hey, Gustav.
Hello, everyone. And who needs a big panel when you have me?
Oh, I don't know. We'll ask Stu. Now, it's great to have you on the show. Now, as always, guys, you know the drill by now. There is a poll running. Have the best songs, gone through to the direct final? Have the best songs gone through to Andra Chansen? Go and vote in our poll. Menti.com 55 43 84 5. Go there, let us know what you think. And as always, the results will come up on the page at the end of the show. So, also, don't forget, Elliot's in the chat room, by the way. Do keep the conversation going, okay? He's desperate to have a natter with anyone and everyone today. So, guys, let's get started. As always, we're going to look at the format. We're going to look at the non-qualifiers. Then we're going to look at the Andra Chansen songs, and then we'll look at the ones that went direct through to the final. So let's start off with Elisa. Den du är. A cracking song, in my opinion, although I am very, very, very biased. Big ballad, I thought. I thought it built really well. But what do my panel think? Let's go straight to Elina.
Yes, I'm here. I maybe or maybe not almost fell asleep. So is that enough?
Oh, come on. Surely we can say she built, you know, nice and well in that performance. I mean, let's look at this. Come on. We've got a little bit of, you know, does this not invoke some memories of a certain act by any chance?
Do I really have to compare it with that one? I liked the other one more.
Do you know what?
I can say that I liked her outfit, and then maybe the sleeves were a bit too long.
Gustav, let's bring you in on this. What did you make of Elisa's performance last night?
You know, I really, really like Elisa. She's so talented, and her voice is really, really good. I mean, she probably had the best vocals of the night. They were super good. The song itself, you know, I love a ballad, but this one is a bit dated. Yeah, Sonja Aldén could have done it in 2007, or, you know, it could have been done any year, literally, and it sounds exactly like that. The lyrics of the song are awful. So yeah, she's basically singing about sex in a very poetic and flowy way. It's it was not pretty. Okay. but I like the visuals.
Okay. Steve, surely what we need, I mean, Gustav said this was a timeless song. Surely this is what we need in the Melodifestivalen Grand Final, is to have some timeless classics in there.
Yes, because that makes us feel younger at the end of the day. I think he said probably dated rather than timeless. I'm not sure. I think it is a bit dated. I thought she had a good voice. I didn't realise what the song was about, so that brings a new perspective to it. And might have actually nudged it through to Andra Chansen if any kind of English-speaking voters knew about it. I don't think it was going to get anywhere. It's very pleasant. She's got a lovely voice. I think a little bit of styling consulting, perhaps when she comes back next time, would be, what she needs to do. But I don't think this was ever going to get through. But it's pleasant at best.
Oh, well, and in response to, the mix-up on Gustav's classics, the thing is, Steve, what you have to remember is that you hit a certain age where you create like a filter. When people say dated, it now becomes timeless. When people say, old-fashioned, retro classic, see, it's all there,
I should keep that in mind. Thank you.
Elliot, what are the chat room saying about Elisa's song?
The chat room, they seem quite pleasant, like Donna saying, got to love a ballad. Neil saying, good performance and a reasonable song, sadly not good enough. Ursi Manga seems quite upset about the elimination of Elisa. And Donna obviously just saying, I never realised it was about that. Neither did I, but I'm just going to say, liked her dress, wasn't a big fan of the shower curtains on her, but it was no Casanova.
Oh, now let's move on. The 6th placed song was Contagious. No, you couldn't catch something from it, guys. That was the actual title of the song. In comparison to a ballad that built and had sort of like a timeless aspect to it, this one was more, very heavy on the rock, very lively. Let's go straight in with Steve. Steve, were you a rocker back in the day?
No, I think that's probably clear because of my fandom for Eurovision. I do like kind of fairly diverse kind of music, but I hated this one. This one just was kind of 3 minutes of hell. It was the toilet break, and I anticipated this would come dead last, to be honest. I didn't like it at all. I think what the lead singer was a guy that had previously been in a Melodifestivalen final, and I remember liking his song last time, but this was awful. I didn't like it at all. Maybe Gustav can tell us what it was all about. It certainly wasn't contagious in a good way.
Okay. Let's I'm reluctant to bring in Gustav on this one, but I am going to anyway. Gustav, can we just talk about the staging of this song? Do you think the staging suited this?
There was no staging. Nothing happened.
Okay, in which case, just give us your opinions. What did you think?
I have one word for this. It's no.
Oh, that's really sad. By the way, Anita has messaged, the Mentimeter is not open. Am I the only one who can't get access to the voting? Apologies, I did forget to hit the wrong button. It's one of those moments where you have to kind of say that, Stu, I'm sorry, I failed. But voting is now open. Use the code 554384 to vote, and it is now open, and you can go and vote for it. Alina, Contagious compare this to Elisa's song, because you said Elisa's song you weren't a fan of, so was this one
this one was better. Yeah, it kept me awake. I was like sleeping with the light and I was like, oh, Contagious. I'm awake now.
Hey, see, I liked this. I thought it was very, very, very lively, and I thought there was a lot to like about it. I liked the staging. I liked the use of like fire and flames and things.
Is that like normal with that type of song? Like use fire, use flames, use a bit of weird camera action, and I mean that's then the act, no?
Yeah, it's true. Maybe we needed a unique selling point. That's true. Elliot, how would you have improved this? How could you have given this a unique selling point?
Change the song. Its biggest pitfall when I first heard is like, so it's similar to Little Sister, but it's about half as good as what Lilla's sister did. And when you've already got one rock song in Andra Chansen, so much better, who's going to vote for this? And yeah, like Alina said, it was just like ticking every single cliched rockish, like fire, dark lighting, this. Like, there was nothing unique about this, and I don't know how you could make this unique, to be honest. Like, it was just, I kind of tuned out after a minute, because I was like, okay, I heard this, but not as bad. And, you know, just to serve a point from WIVM, after Blind Channel, this would have been a bad joke. The text is simply dull. And, you know, I think that's the point. If anyone's seen it, Blind Channel did really make an atmospheric and really impactful staging last night. Very similar, but they had personality, and I just don't think they did.
Okay. It would appear that people aren't a fan of this song, but do make your views heard. Menti.com 5543 84 5, and also keep your comments coming in the chat room. The final non-qualifier, Emil Assergård. Gustav, please correct me on this one, because as always, I screw it up. Allting, skiter.
Allting, skiter.
What you said. Obviously, this was, in my opinion, bouncy, cheesy, lively, so likable. I was almost slightly disappointed when Emil's name didn't get read out at the end. Let's start with Elliot. Emil, what did we think?
Yeah, I really liked this one. I would have put it through. You know, it reminded me a bit of River from Norway. It reminded me a bit of Mumford & Sons. It was like that really sort of folksy, sort of like tappy, happy sort of song. I know the song translates to or something similar to lines of "When Everything Sucks." So quite weird having an upbeat song when that's the song title, but not going to complain. Yeah, I think you could see he was really enjoying it, and that was lovely to see. Like when he was singing to his drummer and things like that, he had a lot of charisma and personality. I think the one thing that let it down and put it fifth is that his voice just wasn't quite there. You could hear at times he was just struggling ever so slightly, or just lacking a bit of power. It's minor, I know, but obviously when I watch things like this, I kind of like watch it like a juror, and like, where can you knock them down and whatnot? And that's where I found problems. The song itself is great, and I think he should definitely come back, because he comes across as a really likable, lovely young person with, you know, great talent and great idea for songs. This is his style. And it is a shame that he dropped out in fifth, because I think he definitely deserves to advance. But yeah, I think it was just minor things, and he was a debutant against a lot of recognisable names.
Let's bring Stephen on that, because I thought that Emil's song and Alvaro's song had a very similar, my notes are very similar on this, bouncy and cheesy. Do you think they cancelled each other out? Do you think he lost out basically on the reputation at the end of the day?
Well, I think the other one had a bit more of a kind of a Latin vibe to it, didn't it? I thought it was a pleasant song, you know, bouncy and up tempo, but I was completely distracted with that huge thing hanging down between his legs. I don't know what it was. I don't know whether that's the current fashion in Stockholm or Sweden, but I was just transfixed by it throughout. It was an okay song. I think it was probably a borderline as to whether it would go to the Andra Chansen or not. And yes, what was that?
Gustav, can you enlighten us on this one, please? Or do you have no clue?
Because I have no idea.
Brilliant.
I thought it was Swedish fashion. Apparently
Definitely not.
But a pleasant song, I thought.
Okay. Oh, let's go to Gustav. Obviously, Gustav, you're not going to be our fashion expert then if you you can't tell us what the fashion like that's about. But what were your thoughts on this one? Should it have gone to Andra Chansen over Alvaro?
Yes, definitely. I was really shocked that he didn't qualify, actually, because he's really famous in Sweden. He has won a lot of prizes and is like, you know, an everyday household name. So people know about him and they listen to his music. So I was really shocked, especially when we are soon going to talk about a really generic, basic song that I hated. So, yeah.
Okay, it's like trailing the latter parts of the show. Alina, wrap this one up for us.
Yeah, I liked it, but I can't keep the thought of my head. Like, if he weren't after Charlotte, would it have made a difference?
It's a good question. Do you think it would have made a difference?
I think so. I don't know, because Charlotte gave us like a little bit of runway fashion music, and then you were like on the high from that, and then you were like a bit lower from that song, and you were like, nah, missing something, no? Or am I dumb?
No, I don't know. What does the rest of the panel think? Was it that just brought it down?
I didn't even listen. Sorry.
Would he have qualified basically if he hadn't have had to deal with coming straight after Charlotte Perrelli?
Maybe, but I think it was a staging problem. It could have been staged much better.
Okay, interesting. I think I would have done something with the staging. I think. What are the chat rooms saying, Elliot?
The chat room is saying, well, Neil is saying he'd rather go to Andra Chansen instead of Alvaro. Donna is in agreement about the thing between his legs grabbing her attention as well. And last comment is saying it's the same trick with different text, but compares to the rest of the best of the evening. So there seems to be a fair bit of love and a lot of hope that it had actually gone further than it did last night.
Oh, and I think I'm just going to bring this up, just grab this because I think it's a worthwhile thing. John Boy says, I couldn't concentrate on Melfest yesterday. I'm still getting over Kino. Therapy with drink scheduled. Not want to make a drama out of a crisis. We know we are hashtag team tired this evening because it was a roller coaster, full stop, last night. Now, we're moving on. We're moving on to our Andra Chansen songs. And we're going to start off with Klara Hammarström, Beat of Broken Hearts. I'm going to go straight to the panel and just ask our fashion expert, Gustav, what on earth was this? Let's just get the full effect here,
I have no idea. It was so ugly. Oh my god.
I mean, I almost think of, is it I Lost My Heart to a Starship Trooper or something like that is what I'm thinking of in terms of this.
Yeah.
But do you think it distracted people from the song?
I have no idea. Sorry, I don't know why I'm laughing so much tonight. I was distracted, but sorry, I just saw the comment. RuPaul's robot. You guys have to stop saying stuff like that when I'm supposed to be serious and talk about the song and the performance and stuff like that. I was distracted, very distracted. But then when I actually close my eyes and listen to the song, it's actually a good song. So it's
and therein lies the problem, isn't it? You had to close your eyes.
Yeah, exactly.
There we go. I've just seen James in the chat said, have I missed the Perrelli disaster? No, as always with these things, we like to save the best till last. Now, let's go to Steve. What did we think of the Beat of Broken Hearts?
Well, I think first of all that Klara is the next Stewart challenge after Rayleigh. So you've heard it here first. We're now asking Stewart to do that challenge. And let's hope he can get the taping or whatever it is right for that one. I thought it was a pleasant song. I like the one that she had previously, and I'm pleased that she made it as far as the next stage to Andra Chansen. I don't think it's necessarily going to do anything. It probably won't qualify for the final, I would say. But it was pleasant enough. But that outfit was just really, really distracting.
Okay. And the question is, and I love this because I'm going to like Stuart to see this. So Stuart is my co-host who has got the night off, who is normally a regular feature on the shows, who normally presents. he will be back, I think, on Wednesday. Now, and also, by the way, the Stuart Klara challenge, at least all you need is a roll of tinfoil. So, Alina, Beat of Broken Hearts. What are your thoughts?
Actually, like the rest of the panel, like I got so distracted by the looks of her and the performance that I didn't really pay attention to the song. Yeah, the outfit is like really weird, and the staging is like a bad copy of Ensemble. Like she was flipping her arms, and then the lighting came like a little bit after, and I was like, it has to be on the song. It was it really annoyed me. But yeah, I kept thinking like, God, she's so beautiful, and she wears that. Like how? What is the link with the song? The outfit? What is the link with the song?
I'm not sure at all. Not sure at all. But you know, I like the outfit. I just don't see where it fitted in, though. I get that point. That's why I'm just like, is it I lost my heart to a Starship Trooper?
You'll have to give the outfit back, Tom. I'm sorry. She needs it back for the Andra Chansen.
Damn. And then again, she could change the outfit for Andra Chansen. This is true. This is true. Elliot, update us on the chat room. Update us on your thoughts.
Well, the chat room, it's mainly talking about the outfit. Mainly, Donna just wins with the national final Barbara Dex winner, potentially. And then her going saying, I don't remember the song, which sums it up. Yeah, and then this one from Neil, which we laugh. The Eurovision Song Contest needs more Barbarella-based costumes. The outfit, yeah, what the hell was she wearing? Like I said, she's a stunning girl, and last year she had this lovely bodysuit on, and she looked brilliant, and this year she's in this crappy RuPaul's Drag Race drag queen sew-it-yourself outfit, with her hair parted like this, which didn't suit her either. The staging was rose gold, which didn't match the silver, and then they had the pyro curtain, which was such a crappy shot overhead that you couldn't actually see it falling properly. I just don't understand how this entire concept got signed off. Like, it was such a mess on stage, and I'm quite surprised she got through, but I think people felt sorry for her because she had a really good song last year and narrowly missed out, so they thought, oh, let's put her through. But I am fully expecting this to be put against, like, Ava and get knocked out in 2 weeks' time. I really do not think we're going to see Klara in the final. Glad she got further, but bin the outfit, find your trousers, and do something different than that. Like, yeah, I said, because she's beautiful and she's got a good voice, but it seems to be wasted at the minute, and that's the frustrating part. But yeah, oh, and just from Stuart, I'm gonna let you process that.
Let's hope the roast chicken was worth it. Now, the other act that got through to Andra Chansen was Alvaro Estrella, formerly from last year. Remember Vamos Amigos, which I may have had a very, very small soft spot, dancing around the stage in this very, very cheesy, admittedly Latin style field thing with some great luminous pink and red staging to boot. I'm going to start off with Alina. Surely this could have gone direct to final. Surely.
No. Sorry, no. Like, no. The people who went to the final are, for me, the people who should be in the final for now. Like, but talking about, what's his name? Alvaro?
Yes, Alvaro.
Yes. Oh God, I'm so bad in this. Like I kept comparing him with Mickey in Spain, but then I was always thinking, oh, this is worse than Spain. Like Spain had a bit more party vibes. Like here, it was not really that big of a party. Like I needed a little bit more wee, you know. Like, yeah, I liked it, but I need more wee.
Gustav, help us out with this one. Surely this had all the wee we needed.
They sucked. Seriously, this was so bad. So bad. It was horrible. It's blonde, it's generic, it's been done 1,000 times before. It was nothing inventing, nothing new. It was horrible. It should have been last.
I'm gonna have to run this through the Gustav filter. It was comforting, familiar, homely. Reminded me of nights out that I yearn for at the moment because of lockdown. Steve, come on, back me up on this. Seriously.
Well, I felt it was like a down market version of Enrique Iglesias' hit from 20 years ago, Baila. I just thought it even borrowed a bit of the keys of it. But I liked it. I did like it, Tom. So I'm with you on that one. I think it deserved to go to Andra Chansen. I wouldn't have put it straight through to the final. In fact, I think there was only one song I think was basically on top of the rest of them at the end of the day. But we'll come to that later, I guess. But I quite liked it. And I just heard how old he was when we were chatting just before this show. And I'm amazed that he's in his 40s. Absolutely amazed. I think he looks fantastic.
I you know, he's to be fair, he is 40. So, you know, for anyone who's thinking that he's just like, you know, in the depths of his 40s, he could still be clinging on to his 30s, as I fully intend to when I hit that age.
Absolutely.
Now, Elliot, what are the chat room saying on this? What are your thoughts on it?
The chat room are quite divided. So we've got WIVM saying, like, typical Swedish song we've seen many times before, but a bad copy of it. But James is saying Alvaro was the best of the semi-final. And then Donna is just saying, I used to have a shell suit in those staging colours. I want to see that, Donna, if you still have it. As for me, and at the fear of being kicked out the panel and punched by Gustav and Alina below me, this was my favourite of the night, and I wanted us to go directly through because it was fun and had a pulse to it. It was a lot better than last year, which kind of proved that Alvaro should have ditched Mendes last year. Yes, okay, maybe it's a bit basic, but who cares? It's fun. The dancers had fun. I loved the fringing on the trousers. It was bright. It was colourful. Okay, yes, the backing track was a bit loud. Let's not go there because of Anton last week. But he sold it. He performed well. And I really enjoyed this. Because it was quite a bit of a, you know, sleepy after song one. It did dip a fair bit. And then this, you know, woke you up right at the end. Thank you, Tom. I had to double check what that said then, to be honest.
That's the wrong banner.
No, it's not. Let me have one. Let me have one.
Do you know what? I'm prepared to take this to the chat room for the vote. See, there we go. Let us know in the chat room, Elliot or Gustav, who's right.
I personally would have put this through directly to the final over a different song, which we'll mention later. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. I hope it does make the final. I'm not sure if it will do. It doesn't seem like a dead cert finalist, but we'll see. But I enjoyed those 3 minutes at least last night.
Okay. Now, guys, that is the Andra Chansen songs done with, which means we are now onto the tough review of the winners. And I've just seen WIBM in here. I can't obviously he's slightly conflicted because we've got that. So but I that is a way to win them both over. It's a way to win them both over. Now, we're going to start with Tusse. I know that he was the last one to be announced last night, but he had the song Voices, rather impressive staging there as well, which I mean I quite liked it. Let's go straight to Gustav. Deserved qualifier?
This is the best song in Melodifestivalen so far. It's amazing. I love this song so much. From the second I heard the snippets, I was like, yeah, this is the song to beat so far. And after seeing the performance and after hearing him singing it so well, I still stand by it. This is the song to beat so far. And I personally really want it to win the whole thing. I think he deserves that.
Okay, high praise indeed. So, Steve, is this song going to win Melodifestivalen?
I agree with Gustav. I think this is the best one so far, and I wouldn't be surprised if it's the favourite amongst the 21 or so songs that have been heard thus far. I think Dotter runs a second, but I don't see her as a close second. This is a real earworm at the end of the day. I really like it. I really like him. He seems as though he's probably got a lot of good vocals that he could give out, and this is probably not even stretching his voice. And I suppose my one criticism would be that if they can find a way to actually bring his voice out more, because he's clearly got a fantastic voice. And is he very young? He might be in his teens.
Yeah, he's 19.
Gosh, what a talent. I think this is by far the best one that we've heard amongst the 21 songs so far.
So basically what we're saying is, if not a Melfest winner now, potentially a Melfest winner of the future as well. Alina, are you sharing the high praise for Tusse?
Oh yes, I love this song and I adore that jacket. Like, I got some inspiration for my wardrobe now, and I need something like that. But let me say, if Eric said it doesn't win Melodifestivalen, and it would be like a shock, like a disaster, and maybe I will have like a little Kano moment after that, and he wins it. Like, I will never blame Sweden for it. Like you did in 2010, giving Belgium 3 points. Like, how? What were you thinking? Gustav, explain. I need some explanations. You got lucky that Eric Saade gave the points, or otherwise I would never learn Swedish. You know that? But yeah, I adore and I love Tusse.
Alina has never been one to hold a grudge, people. We just need to even that one out.
Is Celine Alvaro? Of course I am.
Elliot, wrap this one up for us.
Oh, it's so nice to have a direct finalist. It's an actual contender in the final. Like I said, this was amazing last night, and he is shot to be the bookie's favourite by a considerable margin overnight, and rightly so. Like I said, he's 19, and he has done that. I loved his outfit. I loved how he had his nails painted the exact same colour as his jacket as well. The rhyming is maybe a little bit meh at points, voices, choices, but that's not him. I'm not going to blame him. He took the song and he sang it incredibly. And, he won Idol, was it 2019, Gustav? He's quite a recent winner of Idol, so he's recent, got fan support. And this was brilliant. And the chat room's in agreement. Like, everyone is just saying, like, best of the night. Even if they say it's not the cup of tea, they can see why it went through, fully deserved it. And I can fully see this top 3 in the final alongside the Mamas and Eric Saade. I think that is going to be the top 3, to be honest, just because there's no way they haven't saved Eric and the Mamas this late unless they've got something amazing and are going to do well. And this is the best song by far in the final so far. Fantastic by him last night. I was really impressed. And if this won for Sweden, again, I'd be really impressed. And it's been a while since they sent someone this young. I think Flans was the young since then. And if it goes to Eurovision, Sweden will do very well again. And rightly so.
There we go. High praise indeed for Tusse. Now, the other direct finalist is someone who is no stranger to Eurovision, having won it in 1999 and having represented Sweden in 2008 as well. It was last night the return of Miss Perrelli. Yes, Charlotte Perrelli, proving she was still young on the stage. We can see her there performing what I think was a bit of Take Me to Your Heaven Part 2, but giving a bit of a diva masterclass at the same time as well. Let's start with Steve. Steve, Charlotte Perrelli, come on. The diva is back, surely.
She is. The Earl is back. And I really love that one too, which didn't even lift out the semi. It is. I think you're right, Tom. It is. It sounds very familiar. It is. Schlager. There's no doubt about it. But she's so slick. She's got a great voice. And I know people on the panel are going to disagree with me, but I thought she looked fantastic, and I like the dress. I think. I'm pleased she got through. I was a bit surprised, if I'm honest. I thought she'd go to Andra Chansen. I thought our Latin guy would go straight to the final, if I'm honest. because that's what I thought when I first saw all the songs. But she's a fantastic performer. I don't think it's going to win, but I think it deserves to actually get to the final because she wasn't so successful with her last 2 songs, was she? So, but she's a great singer, great performer, and she looks good.
Yeah, I mean, and this is what I'm saying. I think it was a total diva masterclass from her in terms of that. And I thought she brought a lot to the stage. In actual fact, and I'm prepared for someone, Gustav, to lynch me in a moment, when I say if you didn't know any better, it was almost like, in terms of the aura that Anna Bergendahl presented last year, it was almost like a mentor kind of thing there. It was almost like Anna had been taking lessons from Charlotte, and Charlotte's kind of come on and delivered sort of like the masterclass on it. Gustav, what's your take on this?
I'm going to pretend you didn't say that. I love this. I love every single thing about this. She's such a diva, and she just took that stage and she delivered, and it was amazing. I have a Schlager orgasm. It was everything I needed. Do you know, this is the reason that I got into Melodifestivalen, the Schlager divas. And I haven't had a really good Schlager diva for a few years now. And she just came and she delivered, and it was amazing.
Hey, this is what we like to hear. Oh, I can feel the 90s vibes just coming back. Let's go to Alina. Charlotte Perrelli.
Yes, I have so much to say about this one. Like, for the first thing, like, she looked amazing. Like, I have found my new role model. I want to look like that when I have her age. Like, give me your secrets. I need them. The second one, it felt for me a bit like a fashion runway show, like Victoria's Secret. She was like the singer, and the dancers were like the models who were rocking like. The third, she could skip the 2 girls and put men in their place, and I would like it more, like a bit like Anna Bergendahl did. But I forgot the title. Shoot!
Kingdom Come.
Yeah.
Oh, I still love that song. Okay, 4. I think we are at 4, right? I don't know anymore. It has been a long day at work. Let me just say that. What was the 4th? Okay, I forgot.
I think it's time to cut her off of the alcohol.
Yes. Maybe.
Yeah, I don't know how strong that drink is that you've got, Alina, but it's.
I'm just tired.
You say that you've perked up considerably since that you started drinking. So just throwing it out there.
Okay, I will remember the 4th thing and I come back. Okay, like.
Okay. We'll let you come back after the 4th thing. Elliot, Charlotte Perrelli. I mean, I think she looked great. I thought she sounded great. The song was very familiar, as I've said, and Steve agreed with that. Yeah, very, very familiar. She is a direct finalist. Is she going to set the final alight with this song?
No, she's going to prop up the scoreboard instead. Like, I'm sorry. Like, yes, she looked and sounded incredible, and I'll give her that. That's where the compliments are going to stop for this song. I'm sorry, Charlotte. Didn't like the dress. What was this thing here? The fashion runway, Lena said, I get that, but it gave me more of the flag parade from Stockholm 2016, where you had the models walking down, the flags came on to them, and then they walked off. It reminded me a lot of that. The song is just... It's crap. Thank you. I am Mel, because the song... Every year we have this Schlager diva come back, who's been around for 20 years, with a bog standard basic Schlager song, which goes direct to the final, and then does nothing in the final. It happened with Party Voice, it happened with Lena Headland, and it's going to happen with Charlotte. They all, like, come dead last, because... Like, who is this for? You know, it was as camp as a row of... It was camp as a row of tents, I get that, but it was shit. I'm sorry. I can't get into this. It was better than our last entry. I'm going to say that, but again, low bar to clear.
I'm just making a note of this, just because I never hold things against you. But you have said this song will come dead last. It's
It
the
will.
21st of February, and it's 9:40 Central
Sorry.
European time. Just saying.
Victorious came last or second last. Party Voice came last. No jury votes for this song because
And they
it's
are.
dated
I have something to say.
Schlager.
They are not for the jury. These kinds of songs are only for the Swedish people, because this is what we live for in February when it's so cold and dark here. So what you're saying, it's not even a valid point, because this is not for you guys, it's for us, and it's only for us because we need it.
It's cold and dark here as well, Gustav.
No, do you know what? I think I agree with Gustav. I think there is a place for Charlotte's song in Melfest. I think every Melfest has to have a song like this. You know, I wish Charlotte well in the final. I don't think she's going to come dead last. I don't think she's going to be proper. I think we agree as a panel. I think we agree that Tusse is by far the best out of what we heard last night. Have we seen worse songs go through direct to final over the last couple of weeks? And I would say yes, is what I would say.
Who
Sorry.
then? I'm going to put you on the spot. Then who?
Well, begins with D, ends in R, and doesn't have any diction. So, and people can put that one where they want to. Now, there's been lots of talk about, and I just want to have a quick discussion. There has been a lot of talk about the songs in Melfest this year, about how they don't think that there is that some of the songs haven't been up to the usual standard. They've been getting a lot of criticism from certain quarters, or comparison, I should say, with the Norway MGP, which finished last night. My question to the panel is, do you think this criticism is validated? Do you think that the range of songs we've got this year is slightly weaker compared to the range of songs we've seen over the last couple of years so far? And I'm going to go straight to Gustav.
I was forced to say that that MGP was stronger than Melodifestivalen a couple of days ago. I'm not going to do that again, because no, one time was enough. What I think is that it's good to have a final full of amazing songs. That's great, but in the end of the day, you just need that one song that could win Eurovision, and we have Tusse now, so I'm not worried.
Okay, interesting. Steve, what do you think?
Well, I'm about to agree with Neil. I think that with the message that just came up, I'm not sure we've seen the winner yet. Semi-final 4 is often the one where you get 2 or 3 real bangers coming out, or a really good ballad. So I know we've got some good artists to come yet, but I do think at the moment Norway is slightly ahead, but that could all change with the next round.
In which case, are we saying potentially, and I'll go to Alina, are we saying that, you know, the distribution of songs maybe in this year's Melfest has been slightly... I mean, is it any coincidence that perhaps, you know, they're saving everything till last? Or do you think they should have distributed these a bit better? Because obviously we've got the Mamas next week, we've got Eric Saade next week, and I'm trying to think of the other acts, but I remember the notes I've got for next week is I'm expecting some kind of bloodbath by the end of it. What do you think?
I think that Sweden knows exactly what it is. Like, they have a plan for it, I'm sure. Like, even if the finals go like, whoops, it goes like this way. No. There's something happening. The background, or how do you say it? Like, they know what they're doing. And also, why compare it with Norway? Norway has ended. Sweden is still going. Like, how? I don't get it. Like, it's comparing Belgium with Netherlands. Like, it's so different. Like, no.
Oh,
Yeah.
I was just making conversation.
Sorry. I'm
just like all over it. Thanks. That's fine.
sorry.
Put me back in my box.
I have also something to say, but it's not the thing about Charlotte. It's the thing that with Melodifestivalen, and I always have a love-hate relationship with it. Or the songs are like so amazing and the hosts are crap, or it's vice versa. And now I have like a little bit of both sometimes.
Hey! Fabulous. Now, guys, you have got 2 minutes. 2 minutes to get your votes in. Who should have got through to Melodifestivalen semi-final 3? Go to menti.com, use the code 5543845, and let us know what you think. We are just agonizingly close to revealing the results. But first, as always, I have to ask the panel. So, panel, you have a choice of 7 songs. If you were the gods of Melodifestivalen, which 2 songs would you have sent direct to the final this week? Elliot.
I would have put through Tusse and Alvaro, but I'm also just going to hijack this moment for that previous question. We need to remember also that Melodifestivalen is an entertainment show, not a singing competition. And so, you know, although we don't like all the songs, they may not be Eurovision competitive, as we said tonight, they do tick every single demographic. And by the time we get to the final, we do have an amazing show with ballads, with mid-tempo, with, you know, older acts giving us a lot of fun, please Ada and Ada. But, you know, we come away from the final going, that was really good. And we end up with a really solid song with another like 2 or 3 fighting out for it. I think that's what people need to remember. Like Alina said, you can't compare Norway and Sweden because it's a different style of show. Melodifestivalen is an entertainment program where the winner just happens to go to Eurovision. It's totally different.
Okay, cool. Thanks for that. Elliot, Alina, 2 songs.
They were picked. Like, Sweden. You read my mind.
Okay. Gustav.
Yeah, Tusse and Charlotte. I'm so happy that finally my favorites qualified. Finally, in week 3 they qualified.
The thing is, Gustav, I know this from experience. Everyone gets 1 week. There is 1 week where your favourites go through. It is now downhill from here. I pass the baton of experience to you. Steve, same
Talking
question
of going
to you.
downhill, I Tusse and then a big gap to Alvaro. They were the 2 I thought would get through once I saw the songs.
It's close, isn't it? Well, it means that I get somewhat of a deciding vote. I'm going to go for Tusse, and I'm also going to side with Queen Charlotte. So I'm going to say that the right decision just was made. Tusse and Charlotte, worthy direct to final places awarded to them last night. Let's see what you guys think. You've been voting all evening to actually see this. And so let's close the voting because people are still voting. So we're going to close the voting now, and we can reveal that and you may also notice from this that I haven't entirely been actively organised in getting this up on the screen. But ta-da! We can see that the results of tonight's poll. Tusse voices 144 winning, and then Klara Hammarström beating Charlotte Perrelli in our poll by 1 point. 107 to 106. With Alvaro just there at 103, and then a very big gap down to Emil. In actual fact, I think if you take Klara and Charlotte out of it, I think, you know, you're almost bang on, isn't it, in terms of that? So there is some agreement there as well, but we're saying that Tusse and Klara potentially should have got the places last night. Next week, semi-final 4, it's the return of the Mamas and the return of Erik Saade, which I do know is very hotly anticipated. Eric being the last song to be unveiled in this year's Melodifestivalen. We're going to be back 9 o'clock Central European time next Sunday reviewing that one. But before that, we will be back on Wednesday night, 9 p.m. Central European time, to actually review the songs going forward to this year's Estrella Grand Final. Yes, we are off to talk about Estonia, and we would love it for you guys to join us then. Thank you to everyone that's been keeping the conversation going in the chat room. As always, we love to hear from you, but also, and slightly more importantly, thanks to the people with whom there wouldn't even be a show. A big thanks to the panel. A big thanks to Steve.
Thank you, everyone. See you next time.
Massive thanks to Elena.
Thank you for having me, and see you on Wednesday.
Massive thanks to Gustav.
Thank you, everyone, and tune in next week for another episode of Elliot and Gustav arguing.
And big thanks to the person who's been monitoring the chat room. Yes, it is my co-host for the evening. It's the lovely Elliot.
Thank you. It's been a lot of fun. Thank you to everyone in the chat room as well. Don't forget, it's also Alcazar's Tess Merkel coming back as well. So I'm expecting a lot of fun from her, probably very similar to Charlotte Perrelli. So we'll see what that is. But yeah, next week, last semi-final already. And a big thank you to, I see you Wednesday because I'm on the Estonia show. And a big thank you to Tom, our host, for keeping the ship running, because otherwise it would have hit an iceberg and sunk by now if I was in charge.
It's fine. I just consider myself to be a referee these days. Now, we'll see you Wednesday night, 9 o'clock. Until then, guys, hit the like and subscribe button, review our content, keep the conversation going on social media, and we'll see you then. Take care. Bye-bye.